You finally got the big screen TV you've been dreaming of. It's 85 inches of magnificent 4K crystal clear images to watch the big game or the big blockbuster movie, but you've discovered the sound from the TV really isn't all that good, and you need to make it better. So it's time to add a soundbar, and perhaps this is the one for you. We're going to unbox and take a look at the Vizio all-in-one soundbar straight ahead. Hi friends, Bill here. Welcome inside Bill's Reviews and Tech Tips. Great to have you with us. Today we're going to unbox and do a test of the Vizio 2.1 all-in-one soundbar. I recently bought an 85-inch Samsung. It's got a great picture to it, but the sound really isn't all that great. In fact, it almost seems like they put the speakers on the back. I don't think that's the case, but it sounds that way. So I'm hoping that this is the solution to provide me with better sound. A couple of things to keep in mind when we do the test of this, hooking it up to the TV, I have to be aware and remind myself and you that most likely you're watching this review and you'll be listening to this review on a mobile device or maybe on a desktop computer. So for us to gauge sound quality after it's compressed for YouTube and then it's compressed again into whatever you're using, it's probably a little bit unfair, but I'll try to give you an honest assessment of whether or not this provides that solution. So first things first, let's unbox it. Take a look at what exactly comes with this package. And it's not going to be a terribly complicated process because it's only one box. Well, as we open things up, as you might expect, we've got our we've got our quick setup guide. We're always going to have a quick setup guide. There shouldn't be a whole lot to that. It does come with a package of cables that I want to talk about more in just a moment. So we'll set that off to the side. And then, this being an all-in-one kit, it comes with the soundbar. Let's take a up-close look at the soundbar itself. We'll set this off to the side. Nice and secure packaging. Since it's going to be a part of your living room or your home theater setting, of course, you'd kind of like the thing to have a good look to it. And this one does. It'll blend in perfectly well to whatever the setting is in your space. Hard to see probably on camera, but there are some buttons here. There's a power button, there's volume button, and there's a Bluetooth button right up here. I don't know if they stand out very well on video, but trust me, they are all present. And here on the back, I think, is one of the most important things to examine. It'll feed into our conversation about the cables that came with this. And that is the inputs. What are our choices? How does this connect to my TV? I have a Bluetooth soundbar that I bought probably 4 years ago. The problem with the Bluetooth connection is that it causes a bit of a delay between what you're seeing and what you're hearing. It might only be a half a second, it might be a third of a second, but it's noticeable. Whatever the time differential is in that delay, it's noticeable. And you don't want that when you're trying to enjoy whatever it is you're watching. So ideally, even though this does have Bluetooth, you probably would be better served to use that Bluetooth for connecting to an audio device if you wanted to fill your room with sound of your favorite playlist as you're doing work in your office or around the house. But when you're connecting this to your television for the purpose of the audio from the television, you're going to be best served by connecting it right down here to what's called HDMI eARC. HDMI eARC. That is an input that you've got to have on your soundbar. And in fact, this particular kit comes with that cable. Now, why is that different than anything else? Because now it's going to bring a digital output of your audio directly into your bar. This is that cable, and the cool thing about this all-in-one soundbar is that you don't have to go and buy an extra cable. It comes with the cable. That's pretty good. The only other thing in here is the power cable, which you would expect. So in a simplicity world, there's also a little Velcro strap to help hide cords if you want to. In a simplicity world, this Vizio all-in-one soundbar essentially comes with the soundbar, the HDMI cable, the power cord, and a Velcro strip, along with some screws that you can use to mount this if you want to mount it to your TV or mount it to your wall. So that's it. I mean, it's a very simple package. And the real big question now is, how does it sound? Well, let's take it out into the other room, hook it up to my TV, and we'll discover that answer together. For the first part of our test, I have not connected the Vizio soundbar to the TV in any way. What you're about to hear is just the raw audio from the Samsung with Arturo Sandoval playing a little bit of jazz, The Night in Tunisia. Okay. As an old trumpet player, I can't get enough of Arturo. Now, depending on the device you're using right now, this may have sounded just fine. It might have sounded like a clear AM radio signal. That's kind of how it sounds in this room, like the sound is bouncing off of the wall and coming out under the TV. So now for part B of our test, and to give us a decent comparison, I'm going to grab the HDMI eARC cable and connect the soundbar to the TV. We'll see how it sounds. Okay, kids, this is a first for both of us. I have not heard how this Vizio sounds, so I've plugged in the HDMI eARC to the same port on the back of the TV. It's all powered up. We can control this unit from our remote. You also have the option to download a Vizio mobile app and have a little bit of an EQ to it and all of the controls through a mobile app. For simplicity's sake and for this test, we're just going to keep it straight up. Connection, remote, here we go. Okay, now I gotta tell you something. As I set up for the big ending, I gotta tell you, that sounds night and day different in person. It's incredible. I now have bass, I have a fullness of sound. It actually seems like it's coming out from across the entire TV. And if I step back in the room, which I'll do now, I can have that sound projecting all the way back to me. Now again, we're connected through the HDMI eARC. We're not using the Bluetooth right here. This is straight up connection, and the sound quality is really, really good. That's the Vizio 2.1 all-in-one soundbar, and that is the unmistakable range of Arturo Sandoval. 2 thumbs up for the soundbar, more thumbs up for Arturo. See you next time. Thanks for watching Bill's Reviews and Tech Tips.